Hello there folks, this is N90 bringing at you another video on Yulgang Global. Today's video is going to be focusing on what to spend your bound ingots at the very beginning of the game so that way you can have as much of a advantage as possible later on. So first of all, what is a bound ingot? A bound ingot is pretty much the same thing as an unbound ingot or just bound ingot, right? They're both the same thing except with the bound one, these are ones that you get for free by completing achievements, logging on daily and collecting the free ingots that come in, as well as the benefits where they pop up sometimes here in this thing. Keep in mind that with bound ingots, you won't be able to get the really powerful good stuff, such as if you were to go into here and purchase these top quality items. For these, you would have to actually use the regular ingots. The regular ingots are the ones that you get through recharging, meaning you spend money to purchase them so you can get goods on here. The bound ones, you get some pretty decent loot, but it's not as good as the ones that you would get with the actual money. So let's go over the first thing you want to be doing as soon as you enter. Of course, you collect your ingots and everything else when you first log on. Make sure that you go into your guild every single time so that way you can work on your guild shop and not guild shop, your expedition hall. And if there happens to be nothing in your shared pool anywhere, like this one is a share, so of course you want to be using your points, right? Your 6 points to be able to get as much XP as possible. If there's nothing there, you want to be getting 4 stars or 5 stars. So you will be using your ingots to reset them over and over and over again. I would say just keep going. I would say keep going until you probably hit like the 100 mark, because you don't want to be spending hundreds on this, that's for sure. If you can't find any, then just wait until your guild shares them and you could just get it that way. Next up is of course going to the armed escort. You also want to be refreshing these as well, but they will be charging you ingots for every time that you refresh them. You want to be choosing quests that have the most XP as possible, alright? As much as you can get from those. And of course, if you want to bless it, you can, which basically means that you can increase how much experience you get for your entire guild, not just yourself, but your whole guild will have more experience, have more combo HP, and will getting more copper if you're able to continue to do so. So use that once a day so that way you get the most out of the escorts and you get the most out of your expedition hall. And it'll help yourself out along with your team as well. Next up is of course looking into number 2, well I guess number 3 technically, right? So the third one is looking over into the shop. You want to be going to the shop and taking a look at the bound ingot zone. These are all the popular stuff that they'll send you to the very beginning. These are things that most people are purchasing. However, some of these things are things that you can pretty much get later on. Like the Dago Zen pill and, well, just the pill, right? So this pill right here, you can only use at level 50. So don't buy these until you reach 50. Once you're level 50, you buy a ton of these so you can have better ways of getting XP, which I'll cover in a different video. Just not this one, but just don't spend it on this for right now. Some people will spend it on the level talismans as well as the gear essence so they can pretty much buff up their character early game. That's how you see some people who are like level 40 and they already have like 80,000 power or something. It's because they're buying gear essence so they can upgrade their equipment very fast. The same thing with the talismans, they're doing this so they can get their martial arts up real fast too, or their skills, right? So they're using it mostly for those. But before you do that, I highly recommend heading over to the outfit area and purchase this mushroom triplet as soon as you can. If you have enough, buy this mushroom, because if you buy him, he is great for player versus player, and you want him early on so you can keep buffing him up as much as possible. He is one of the very few who actually heals you while you're in PvP or while you're in PvE. So this guy is just constant heals and he can stun players. And that's what you want if you want to be able to have a very good PvP team or strategy style, right? So if you want to keep up with everybody else who knows what they're doing, get that guy, buff him up with you. Next up is, of course, trying to pick an outfit that you can wear, because costumes in this game, they do increase your power, and that's what you really need. The fedora and the desk mate are both costumes that you can, I guess, sort of easily afford. But these are both for relics. If you like to use your relic a lot, or if you're doing the relic melee in the tournaments that happen every single day around 1600, I believe, then you want to be having either a fedora or a desk mate, because it increases the relic damage and relic defense, as well as gives you some power. So those are useful for those two things. The classic uniform and the noble uniform, these ones are probably more towards PvE. So if you're more interested in the environment, then you want to be getting these two character skins, so you can buff yourself up and have that extra power, HP, and whatever their other attribute can be. But do keep in mind that the costumes can be upgraded in the workshop later on when you have enough materials to do so. So you can change the stats later on if you like what you see. And of course, if you go to the Ingots, the costumes are so much better, but they're very expensive. So right now we're just to get the balance stuff that's for free for you to get. Let's see, what else can we do? The next thing you want to be purchasing is, yes, in the arena. If you want to be higher in the arena, then you want to be getting as many tries as possible, because you only get 5 tries per day for free. If you want to get more, it's going to cost you more bound ingots to be refreshing it. I'm not refreshing, adding more and more into it. And of course, you can reset for free, so reset as many times as you want if you want to be able to get easier people. But that's a different video that we'll talk about later on. But again, you want to be, adding more when you get a chance. What else can we do with it? I think besides that, that's basically all that you want to be doing early game. Later on in the game, there's other things that you want to be doing with your bound ingots. But for right now, just focus on those essential things that I just covered, which pretty much means, of course, trying to get the skin and trying to get the pet as soon as possible, so that way you have that huge advantage over other players who are barely starting off and don't know about these things. But that's basically it, guys. If there's anything that I should have added into this, please let me know, and I will gladly try to see if I can update it here and there. But this was just a quick video to teach you guys what to do with your bound ingots, because you end up having way too many at some point that you have no idea what to do with them anymore. So feel free to use them as much as possible, because you're going to end up getting like 1,000 to 3,000 a day, depending on how much you play this game, okay? But thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great time farming. Bye-sies!